Today, you're going to come with me on a trip to Italy to visit a factory of wonders. We'll be experiencing an indoor coffee farm, admiring vintage machines. We're going to meet some old friends along the way and experience one of the most unique art installations in all of Italy. So make sure that you have a cup of coffee and grab your nearest lever espresso machine, give it a yank, because today we're going to be touring Accademia del Caffè Espresso. We start our journey in the Tuscan hills of Italy, more specifically, Florence, Italy. Florence is the cradle of the Renaissance, a city that breathes history through its architecture, its food, its music, and its many public displays of affection. While the city is beautifully timeless, you'll also notice an ever-present scent of cigarettes. But if you can manage to catch a breath of fresh air, you'll find yourself spending a lifetime admiring the stunning architecture. Or if you're a coffee lover like me, you can hop in a car or jump on the back of someone's Vespa, grip tightly, and ride up the Tuscan hills overlooking Florence one last time as you pray for your life while we head to our destination. As you approach, you'll first be greeted by the Marzocco lion, a symbol of pride and strength for the Florentine people, as well as La Marzocco's iconic mascot. Entering the Accademia space, you'll be struck by its sheer size. But this expansive space didn't always serve as an educational museum. It originally operated as the factory for La Marzocco from 1959 up until recently in 2009. After 10 years of renovations and preparations, it reopened as Accademia. And if you take a tour here, you'll be able to experience all of it, including meals from a fully staffed kitchen. Or head to the ceramics lab where you can watch artisans create the very cups you'll drink from later. And yes, these are for sale. During your tour, you'll get to experience different espresso tastings, and you can even brew your own coffee in the espresso lab, which showcases a full mod bar setup and a nearly endless supply of frozen coffees from around the world. Or you can also take an educational class and up your skills as a barista or a coffee lover. But Accademia isn't just about entertainment. It is also a place where you can simply get work done. Spend your time working in one of the many offices that overlook the Italian hillside, or you can find yourself upstairs for a bird's eye view of Accademia as a whole. And from this vantage point, you can actually spot our first stop. This is the heart of Accademia, and it's where you'll be placing your coffee orders and where you'll find Vespucci, a one-of-a-kind machine handcrafted in the workshop Officini Fratelli Bambi downstairs. This machine is a Frankenstein's monster. One end is attached to the Wally milk steamer, and on the other side, a traditional steam wand. Each group head offers a different experience, including the EE, the AV, the MP for mechanical paddle, the Leva, which is La Marzocco's answer to a lever espresso machine and the most beautiful among the 5, and finally the Strada X prototype, which was designed for pressure profiling and has the in and out function of the KB90. But if Vespucci is the heart of the cafe, our next stop is the blood. It's not widely known, but La Marzocco is also a coffee roaster. Though not in the traditional sense, the roastery at Accademia serves the staff and the visitors of both Accademia and the new factory in Scaperia. The coffee itself is a modern take on a classic Italian blend, using a 60-40 mix, but instead of the traditional 40% Robusta, 60% Arabica, it's a blend of 100% Arabica beans, 60% washed, and 40% natural. The resulting coffee captures the essence of the Italian beverage with the bittersweet fudge flavor and an amplified sweetness without any of the aggressive finish you'd typically get on a Robusta-heavy blend. And while you have your sip of espresso, we can peruse the public library. This library is filled with knowledge about food, coffee, Italy, and if you're a parent, you can also drop your kid off right next door at the children's section, assuming it's not already taken. What the heck are you doing?
I'm building an espresso machine.
What?
It's the 3-way solenoid valve, but made out of wood, obviously. And so what happens is, well, I'll tell you when I'm done. Doesn't fit. Too small.
Too small. Hey, you're gonna get it someday. Just take it easy and
Maybe I can chisel it down. I'll chisel it down. It's fine.
You chisel it. Okay.
You're distracting me.
I'm so sorry. I'll leave.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's not professional.
Okay. Enjoy your toys. While he does that, let's go take a little bit of a tour. One thing that Accademia has no shortage of is espresso machines. The entire space is dedicated to showcasing one-of-a-kind models, custom home machines, and vintage machines that started it all. This is Fiorenza, created in 1927 by the Bambi brothers and named after the city of Florence. This was the first machine ever produced by La Marzocco, even before the moniker La Marzocco was formed. Fiorenza is a steam-powered machine, meaning it operated at only 1.5 to 2 bars of steam pressure. And this machine is rare, with only 2 known in existence, one here and one at the factory in Scarperia. And while this was the first machine in La Marzocco's history, it was far from the last. In 1953, La Marzocco created the Rondine. This is a lever espresso machine with a spring piston that could generate high enough pressures to create crema, more than the previous models from La Marzocco. And like many machines from its time, were made in small numbers, with only 400 Rondine units ever produced. We see more reflections of this style and era in the early 1960s, as well as one of the best marketing strategies the company has ever employed. This Alfa Romeo van was customized and designed to allow the public to walk on board and try the espresso machines available at the time. And this version is a model replica here at Accademia, created as a gift for Piero Bambi, who would tell the story of the original van and the memories of his father before his passing. But with the past comes the future, and we see the release of the GS and the GS2 machines. GS standing for Saturated Group, or Gruppo Saturo, an innovation La Marzocco introduced in the 1970s that allowed hot water to circulate through the group head, keeping temperatures stable. These machines were adopted by a small brand you might know called Starbucks, which helped launch La Marzocco to the status we know today and gave it a public presence in the United States. But with modern times comes modern changes, and La Marzocco is no stranger to environmental causes. We head to the roof just in time to catch a sight of the bee colonies and the lavender farms before the storm comes in. These work together in a small way to help the local bee population and to pollinate the plants. Though, as quickly as we arrived, darkness overtakes Accademia. But we will continue our outdoor excursions indoors to the greenhouse. If Vespucci is the heart and the roastery is the blood, then this is the lung of Accademia. And like most spaces here, it's multifunctional. Beyond simply cleaning the air and providing fresh oxygen to the space, it houses a slice of a coffee farm, replicating one from Costa Rica, including banana trees and coffee trees. The greenhouse can serve as an oasis or a research hub where they can study the chemicals and genetic components of coffee, as well as the environmental impact on the plants. Though sadly, there were no cherries in the greenhouse for us to pick for this trip. As we leave the forest, we head to the factory, or at least what's left of it here in the Accademia space. Following the stairs below the main lobby, you'll find Officine Fratelli Bambi, one of the last standing traditional-style artisan espresso machine shops in Italy. And on the way down, you might get distracted by the unique retro pinball machine, but once you've satisfied your curiosity, you'll find yourself in a space where you can commission a handcrafted, one-of-a-kind espresso machine. The staff in Officine Fratelli Bambi are mostly lifelong employees that are dedicated to this craft and La Marzocco. The space is a blend of tradition and modernity, showcasing an appreciation for the old way of doing things by hand, alongside modern advancements like 3D printing metal pieces that otherwise couldn't be made. But if the mechanical side seems daunting, they've made it easier for you to wrap your head around. Back upstairs, we'll head into this dark room by the library, where you'll find an interactive display that'll show you all the components it takes to build a La Marzocco machine. The remainder of this room is dedicated to you enriching your understanding of the group heads that La Marzocco has patented over the years, such as the Saturated Group or the Leva. This room is filled with details to absorb and can really only be appreciated with time. I like to treat this room as a calm, quiet space to stand back and learn. Before you leave, you owe it to your life to check out La Marzocco's history as told through a stop-motion animation that is absolutely jaw-dropping. Our last stop on the tour is just around the corner back near the entrance where we started. This is La Fabbrica delle Maraviglie, Sorry, my Italian is not good, but that translates to Factory of Wonder. This marvel is an endless supply of detail, created by installation artist Charles Morgan. And frankly, I got lost in this piece. And it not only serves as entertainment, but it also ties in themes related to the craft of building an espresso machine. But for now, I present to you the Factory of Wonders.